SAPS clears crime intelligence head Dumisani Khumalo of corruption allegations. And fresh horror, more bodies, including 2 children, exhumed in Kenya's Sakahola cult case. Famine declared in Gaza City as more than 500,000 face starvation and malnutrition. And Boks forced into late change ahead of Wallabies clash in Cape Town. Will it help them win?
EWN. In touch, in tune, and independent.
Hello, I'm Jane Dutton. I'm speaking to you a day ahead of the rematch between the Boks and the Wallabies. Will you be watching? Have you been able to afford a ticket? And are we emotionally prepared?
We've obviously been in that position before, and I also think you can't miss the fact that it's one game. So, and the great thing about this sport is you get another chance. Luckily, we've got another chance this weekend. And yeah, everyone's looking forward to the game tomorrow.
We'll have the details of the new lineup at the end of this bulletin. The South African Police Service has cleared crime intelligence boss Dumisani Khumalo of any wrongdoing following an internal investigation. Khumalo, who faces fraud and corruption charges alongside 5 senior officers, appeared in the Pretoria High Court seeking to have his bail conditions relaxed so he can return to work. He's currently barred from accessing any SAPS intelligence premises. The charges stem from the controversial appointment of 30-year-old Dineo Mokwele to a high-level post in crime intelligence last year, despite having no policing experience. In court, Khumalo's lawyer read an affidavit stating the internal probe had exonerated him and that his precautionary transfer had been lifted. Meanwhile, Mokwele, also asking for her bail conditions to be eased, told the Pretoria Magistrates Court that barring her from her workplace amounts to an indirect dismissal, violating her employment rights. Mokwele and the co-accused remain out on bail as the legal process continues.
After my release on bail, an internal investigation was concluded against me, during which time I was temporarily transferred as a precautionary. The outcome of this investigation exonerated me and my precautionary transfer was terminated.
A 3-month-old baby who was rushed to hospital after being caught in gang crossfire in Bonteheuwel has died. Medical personnel confirmed that the infant didn't survive the attack. Police say 2 unidentified men entered a home in Yellowwood Street, Bonteheuwel in the Western Cape, and opened fire, leaving the baby with serious injuries. The suspects remain at large after fleeing the scene.
Bishop Laver's detectives are hard at work pursuing leads in a bid to apprehend those who are responsible for the death of a 3-month-old boy and the attempt to kill an adult female in Yellowwood Street, Bonteheuwel, this morning, Friday, the 22nd of August, 2025.
11 private companies have been approved to transport freight on rail through allocated slots across Transnet's 41 routes. This means the state will now compete with private operators in moving minerals and other goods by rail.
The benefits of third-party access, among other things, will include improving utilization of the network and thus increasing rail efficiency, reducing network unit costs by involving more operators, increasing revenue to contribute to the investment in the maintenance and modernization of the network, and reducing the external costs of freight logistics.
Creasy says allowing private companies to operate their trains, the state's rail network will also create jobs. The Gauteng Education Department is urging parents and guardians who haven't begun the online application process for the placements of their children advancing to the 1st and 8th grade to begin the process before the looming deadline. The department has highlighted that at least 97,000 applications recorded to date are incomplete, risking securing placement for their children. The department says it'll begin sending parents placement offers, which begin on the 16th of October via SMS.
Beyond being accessible online, we've opened walk-in centers, we've opened access to all our public schools. All our over 2,200 public schools in Gauteng. We've opened access to all our district offices, and including the head office, so that parents can go there to get assistance should they have problems while they're applying. And it should be noted that after the 29th of August, no new application will be accepted. None. So parents, make sure that by the 20th of August you have applied for your children.
Gaza City is now officially in a state of famine. UN-backed monitors say more than 500,000 people face starvation, acute malnutrition, and a growing risk of death. At the same time, Israel's defense minister has issued a stark ultimatum to Hamas: disarm, release all hostages, or face the total destruction of Gaza City. In a fiery post, Israel Katz warned that the, quote, gates of hell would open if Hamas rejects the conditions. This comes as Prime Minister Netanyahu orders new hostage negotiations while pushing ahead with a planned military offensive. Back home, good news, I guess. The cost for the national dialogue has been cut to a little more than 485 million rand. Build One South Africa leader Mmusi Maimane says Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana confirmed the revised figure in a written response to him. People were angry when the dialogue's preparatory task team disclosed that the initiative would cost more than 700 million rand.
Minister Enoch Godongwana yesterday wrote to me extensively about what the national dialogue would effectively cost. He commits South Africa will spend an estimated 485 million rand on the national dialogue.
Fresh horror on Kenya's coast. Police have exhumed 5 more bodies, including 2 children, linked to the notorious Shakahola starvation cult. The cult, led by self-proclaimed pastor Paul Mackenzie, shocked the world in 2023 after more than 400 people were found dead in what became known as the Shakahola Forest Massacre. The new graves were uncovered at a site in Kilifi County, and police say the remains are clearly connected to Mackenzie's followers. 11 people are in custody as the investigation continues. Also making headlines this week, Tiger Brands is recalling its Benny beef and chicken stock cubes over labelling errors. The recall affects packs with best before dates up to July 2027. Consumers can return them for a full refund. And the Springboks have been forced into a late change ahead of their rugby championship test against Australia in Cape Town this weekend. Fullback Willie Leroux has withdrawn from the team after sustaining an injury in training this weekend. He hasn't been able to recover in time, and his place will be taken by Aphelele Fasi. After the 38-22 defeat at Ellis Park in Johannesburg last week, kickoff at DHL Stadium on Saturday afternoon is at 17:10. This is the updated Springbok team to face Australia in Cape Town. Best of luck, Springboks. We'll all be watching.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.